Good evening, everybody. Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you with Dallas Stewart on the speakerphone. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
And week four, because we had a split, Dallas, you went 9-7. I went 8-8. I went 500. And now we move on to the week five picks of the 2024 NFL season. First off, starting off on Thursday Night Football, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Buccaneers put a shellacking on the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Falcons last second win with a 58-yard field goal from Younghoe Koo to knock off the New Orleans Saints. This game, big implications in the NFC South. Going to be a really big game, but it was a nice win for Atlanta. But I got to favor the hot Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield to just keep it rolling. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to keep it rolling.
Yeah, give me Tampa to get to 4-1. I like the way they rebounded last week against the Eagles after just laying that egg at home the week before against the Broncos. They're the hotter team right now, but this should be a good divisional matchup and probably will go down to the very end.
Yep, but I think Baker ends up on top again. Excuse me. All right. Up next, we got for the Sunday slate, we got the very first of the international games. We got the first, well, not really the first international game. The first international game was Brazil, but we got the first London game. We got the first London game of the year. We got the New York Jets going over to take on the Minnesota Vikings in London. The Jets coming off of that crazy Snorefest game, that 10-9 loss
Yep.
to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, and the Minnesota Vikings, they were up big on the Green Bay Packers. I cannot believe they let Green Bay back in it, but were able to pull it off by three after covering up an onside kick. But man, it's like that game really should have been a blowout. I can't believe they let the Packers get any chance at a comeback. Granted, just
Yeah.
have to cover up the onside kick. Vikings, the hottest team, the only undefeated team left in the NFC, top of the NFC North. They're rolling. Sam Darnold is on fire right now. Justin Jefferson having a heck of a year. Jordan Addison, the weapons that Sam Darnold has, they are just cooking and they're grinding. And I got them getting the 5-0. Give me the Minnesota Vikings to knock off the Jets in London. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings as well to get to 5-0. They're just rolling right now. That wasn't an impressive performance by the Jets last week. Very disappointing loss for them in a game they should have won.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jets have been a mixed bag so far.
Yep. They really have been. Aaron
They've
Rodgers
been
hot
they've
one
been
minute,
really
pulled the next.
they've been really inconsistent so far.
Yeah, Zerline shanked that kick at the end. Kind of like, granted, Blair Walsh's kick was much more worse because it was much more closer and easier shot in the freezing cold. And because that game with the Jets and the Broncos ended the same score, 10-9, like our wild card game against Minnesota in 2015.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we got the Carolina Panthers going to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. Panthers in it for a little while, but ultimately Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and the Bengals ultimately got hot and ultimately pulled away. The Chicago Bears pulled up a big win over the injury-riddled Los Angeles Rams. Caleb Williams got it going, and the Bears, that was just crazy. I gotta say this though, because of it. Thank you, Chicago Bears, for knocking off the Rams, knocking them back a bit, keeping them still at one win, and knocking them to 1-3. So thank you in a way to Chicago.
Yeah, thank you, Chicago, for putting the Rams in a 1-3 hole.
And because of the tiebreaker that Arizona has over them, they're in last. By virtue of that, they're in last place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago, Carolina, that's easy. I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah, give me the Bears to get back-to-back wins and to get above 500 and, get to 3-2. Yeah, Carolina's been more competitive with Andy Dalton, but their defense is still really bad.
That's for sure,
And
man.
they could not tackle Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, look at how many tackles Jamar Chase bounced off him and took it for that long touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the Cleveland Browns going to Washington to take on the Commanders. The Browns with that disappointing loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. That after that scoop and score fumble, their kicker just could not make the PAT. That was the difference maker in that game because if they would have made the PAT, they could have been sending that game to overtime. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders, that was our split. Commanders just steamrolled and just made mincemeat out of the Arizona Cardinals. Absolute mincemeat. Jaden Daniels is killing it so far. in his first few starts. Granted, they lost to Tampa in the week one, but Jaden Daniels, so far to me, he's the front runner for offensive rookie of the year. And I like them to continue it. I'm taking the Commanders this week to knock off the Browns. Give me Washington.
Yeah, give me Washington to keep it rolling. I'm just liking what I'm seeing right now. They've been one of the bigger surprises so far, and Cleveland's been one of the biggest disappointments.
By far and
I
away.
didn't think Cleveland was going to be this bad through 4 weeks. I'm really disappointed in them.
Kind of
They
karma.
should be. They should be better.
Kind of karma for them giving up on Baker Mayfield so early and Deshaun Watson
Yeah,
stinking it up, to be honest with you.
yeah,
All right, up next, we got the Miami Dolphins going to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Dolphins falling to the Tennessee Titans last night on Monday Night Football, and the Patriots getting mauled by the San Francisco 49ers in Levi Stadium. Dolphins still look absolutely lost without Tua Tagovailoa. They had to play Tyler Huntley this time around. Patriots, well, we knew they were going to lose that game to San Francisco, but I gotta say though, with the Patriots, though, they just freaking but they got the edge this time. It's hard for me to say this, but I never thought I'd be doing a pick on this one, but I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm gonna take the New England Patriots to get it done at home against the Dolphins to get their second win of the year. I'm gonna lean towards the New England Patriots. You and I were kind of talking about it in text, and I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I'm taking the Patriots.
yeah. Give me the Patriots as well. The Dolphins just look lost on offense without Tua. They can't move the ball. They've scored what 15 points the last 2 games. New England hasn't looked good either. This is definitely the worst matchup of the week.
It's a toilet bowl.
Yeah, this is a week. This is the week 5 toilet bowl.
Yeah,
This is probably going to be one of the only last time I pick New England the rest of the year.
yeah. All right, up next, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Colts with that big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anthony Richardson got hurt. Joe Flacco had to come in. We don't know what the status is for Anthony Richardson if he's going to be back this week. The Jacksonville Jaguars, tough battle. They hung in with Houston, but gave up that touchdown to their former running back at the end, Ogunbowale, I think was his name. But Jacksonville
Yeah,
at the end just they're 0-4, and I hate to say it to you, Jacksonville, you're about to be 0-5. Give me Indianapolis.
yeah. As much as I want to pick Jacksonville to get off the schneid, I just can't. I think the Colts get their third win in a row and get above 500. I've just lost faith in Jacksonville right now. They definitely look like the worst team in the league, and it looks like they could be on tank watch in a few weeks
Yeah,
if
maybe.
this hole gets any deeper.
We'll see. Whew. All right. Up next, we got the Buffalo Bills going to Houston to take on the Texans. As I mentioned before, Texans getting that under a minute last minute win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills got absolutely annihilated on Sunday Night Football by the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry went off out the gate, that long touchdown run. He had 2 touchdowns, and Lamar Jackson was just firing on all cylinders. The Buffalo Bills had no answer. Josh Allen had no answer. He got stripped on one point of the game. The Bills were just absolutely manhandled. Texans, obviously, it was a tough win against their division rival Jacksonville Jaguars, but they were able to keep Jacksonville winless. But you're taking on a pissed off Buffalo Bills team coming off of getting absolutely destroyed by Baltimore, and they're coming into your house. They're going to be pissed. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to bounce back from that one. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills to bounce back after that just tough Sunday night game. I like them to get to 4-1. Houston did not impress me at all last week. They're kind of an ugly 3-1, to be honest.
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
Yeah,
Up next, we got AFC North rivalry. We got the Baltimore Ravens going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The Ravens just steamrolled the Bills. The Bengals got off the schneid, got their first win of the year in Carolina over the Carolina Panthers. Man, the Bengals, yeah, good to see them get off the schneid. Jamar Chase got hot at the right time when they needed him to, and the running backs were hot for Cincinnati, getting those touchdowns in the red zone when needed to. Baltimore Ravens, that was just Lamar and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, I would say that was Derrick Henry's coming out party for Baltimore.
Yeah.
He absolutely went off and destroyed the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Baltimore Ravens to knock the Bengals to 1-4. I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, give me the Ravens to pick up their third win in a row and to drop Cincinnati to 1-4. Baltimore's starting to heat up a little bit. They're starting to look like the team that I expected at the beginning of the year. That was a signature win last week against Buffalo. So yeah, I like the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, same here. They're getting hot. They're heating up. All right, up next, we got AFC West rivalry. We got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. The Broncos with that 1-point win, escaping MetLife Stadium with a 10-9 win, and the Raiders escaping at home with a 20-16 win over the Cleveland Browns. This one's a little iffy. I heard the Raiders are rumored to try to trade Davante Adams.
Yeah.
There's rumors going on about that. Bo Nix did just enough, just a little bit enough. That touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton was just enough to get that win.
Yeah.
And then Zerline shanking that kick. This is another toilet bowl.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is two teams that are just so up and down.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Raiders have had the Broncos number in recent history. I'm going to take it to continue. I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders. I got to lean toward the Raiders. They've had the Broncos number. Not guaranteeing anything. I'm taking the Raiders.
Raiders as well to get to 3-2 and get back-to-back wins. The Broncos offense is still pretty putrid.
I expect
Their
Max Crosby.
Their defense is good though.
Max Crosby's going to go. I think Max Crosby's going to get after Bo Nix heavy in this game. We'll see what kind of game Gardner Minshew has.
The Raiders have had the Broncos number in recent years.
Yeah. All right. Up next, NFC West rivalry. We got the Arizona Cardinals going to Levi Stadium, take on the 49ers. The 49ers took care of their business against the Patriots. Fred Warner had a pick six, and George Kittle mossed 3 defenders on one play. Arizona Cardinals got absolutely manhandled by Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders at home in Arizona. Absolutely slaughtered. Gave up a 40 burger to Jaden Daniels, which, man, I whiffed big time on that split for sure. But yeah, you're taking on San Francisco. They're starting to get it rolling. They got guys back healthy. I'm going to take the 49ers to win at home over the Cardinals. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, give me the 49ers to get it done against the Cardinals. I just didn't like what I saw from the Cardinals last week, and I think the 49ers are going to get it rolling here soon.
Probably will be. I'm just praying that we have our guys back soon, and hopefully we get a couple of guys back, which is our next game right here, which is our game. We got the New York Giants coming to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The Giants losing by 5 points to the Dallas Cowboys at home in MetLife Stadium. Meanwhile, we just came off of our first loss of the season at Detroit. I love the way the offense was playing, but I ultimately put that loss on DK's fumble, to be honest with you, because once DK fumbled, that's when I had a feeling things were going to get ugly, especially with all the injuries that we had to our D-line. The absence of Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams, Boye Mafe, and Uchenna Nwosu was definitely felt. If they had been in there, could have been different. Yeah, maybe it could have been closer, but I'm not saying we would have won because Detroit's hot, and Jared Goff had a perfect game against us.
Yeah.
They ended up beating us 42-29, granted, because we got a garbage time safety on a sack too, because there was no way we were coming back on that. I mean, and hats off to Detroit. They're the contender that we thought they were, though. And I had a feeling that our dominance over Detroit dating back to 2015, ever since when we last lost to them prior to last night, was in 2012 in Russell Wilson's rookie year, because we had Detroit's number lately, playoffs included. Just had a feeling when I saw the injury report for us and who was going to be out, I had a feeling that it was going to end.
Yeah.
But we were fighting hard with them, though, and Geno put up some big numbers. Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns on the ground. A.J. Barner scored his first touchdown of his NFL career. And I expect us to come into this game pissed. And hopefully we get – I don't know what the status is of Julian Love with the quad contusion, but I hope he's going to be good to go. Hopefully we can just get our guys back. We can get some of our guys back for the pass rush, like Boye Mafe and maybe Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams. That would be huge. But Ooh, this one around, I expect us going really pissed, and I'm gonna go ahead. Our offense was just hot, and I think we're gonna get back on it. We're gonna be very pissed about dropping that game in Detroit. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Seahawks to kill the Giants. Lock of the week.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks to bounce back. I think they're gonna crush the Giants.
Lock of the week.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose this one.
Yeah, I'm locking my Seahawks for lock of the week this week. They're gonna. I think we're gonna freaking go into this game, and we're gonna take last night out on Daniel Jones and the crap ass Giants
Yeah,
because they gotta be
if
fucking
we
pissed
lose
about that.
this one, then I'm gonna be irritated.
I
There's
would be
no excuse.
concerned.
Yeah, I'd be concerned. There's no excuse to lose this game.
No, there's no excuse. We have to go out there and absolutely pistol whip Daniel Jones again, just like we did last year when I was there in MetLife Stadium. We got to shit on these motherfuckers again.
Yeah.
We got to shit on these motherfuckers. Just saying. All right, up next, we got the Green Bay Packers going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Rams. The Packers, they were just manhandled. Good effort to make a comeback, but it was too little too late as they fell to the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Rams lost to Caleb Williams, injury riddled still, lost to Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. DeAndre Swift with that long touchdown run and Matthew Stafford throwing that interception at the end, and those costly missed field goals by Chicago. By LA. They just really
Yeah.
shit. The Rams just shit the bed on that one big time. Give me the Green Bay Packers to go into SoFi and hand the Rams another L, knocking them to 1-4. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, give me the Packers to bounce back and you drop the Rams to 1-4. I think the Rams are in for a really long season. The injuries are just catching up to them.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Sunday Night Football. We got the Dallas Cowboys going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Cowboys barely squawked it out in MetLife Stadium, 20-15. Our lock of the week last week, which was a pretty sloppy lock because they let the Giants still score with all those field goals. But the only problem was the Giants couldn't score any touchdowns. The Cowboys scored touchdowns. Pittsburgh Steelers took their first L of the year to Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco in the Indianapolis Colts. Granted, Anthony Richardson got knocked out of the game. When is Russell Wilson going to be back? And is Justin Field or is it going to be Justin Fields again this week?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd go in there just saying I think it's going to be Justin Fields again, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Dallas Cowboys to hand Pittsburgh back-to-back losses. Give me the Cowboys. I just favor them a little bit more than the Steelers right now. Granted, I know they've had struggles stopping the run. I just favor Dallas more. Just that, you know. We'll see what happens, but I'm just gonna give it to the Cowboys.
Yeah, this is a real tough one. But I'll probably go with the Cowboys as well. I think the Steelers defense is going to be tested again, and at some point the Cowboys offense has to break out.
They really do.
And I mean, their defense looked really good last week. But the Giants' offense is so horrible.
They're playing the Giants. They were playing the
At
Giants.
some point, the Cowboys' offense is going to break out, and I think the Steelers' defense got exposed last week, and this is a big game for the Cowboys to get to 3-2. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys, but I don't feel that good about it.
Yeah, same here. All right, up next, Monday Night Football. Last but not least, we got the New Orleans Saints going to Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 4-0. They just barely squeaked by the LA Chargers, and the Saints, that heartbreaking loss in Atlanta to the Falcons. Pass interference call. They set up Younghoe Koo for that long 58-yard field goal to just hand them that heartbreaking loss. If they would have just, what would you say costed the Saints in that game when we were watching? Just going for it on the fourth down earlier instead of taking the points?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like what Atlanta did when they faced Kansas City. I'm going to take the Chiefs to get to 5-0.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs as well. The Saints offense has cooled off after those first two games. And the Chiefs, it hasn't been an impressive 4-0, but they're getting it done. Their defense is really carrying them right now. And losing Rashid Rice is going to be a big loss.
Oh, yeah. The ACL.
But I got to go with Kansas City. They're really hard to beat at home, especially on prime time.
Yeah, and Xavier Worthy is looking like a good Tyreek Hill replacement so far, I would say. The rookie from Texas, Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
All right, and there you have it. Those are our Week 5 picks. Got Buccaneers over Falcons, Vikings over Jets, Bears over Panthers, Commanders over Browns, Patriots over Dolphins, Colts over Jaguars, Bills over Texans, Ravens over Bengals, Raiders over Broncos, Niners over Cardinals, Seahawks with a lock over the Giants, Packers over Rams, Cowboys over Steelers, and Chiefs over Saints. All right, let's see how we do this week. Hope for a bounce back win at home. I will be going to the Seahawks Giants game, so I'll catch you guys for the pregame warmups and player interactions again. And Dallas, once again, let's see how better we can do this time. Even though now we don't have a split this time, let's see how much better we can do this time.
Yeah.
But you lead it so far because you won that first split. But all right, anyway, peace out, go Hawks, and let's hope for a bounce back win. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous.